Happy Saturday, folks, and welcome back to Injection of Inspiration, where every single Saturday I, Graham G.S. Matthews, inject you with a daily dose of motivational advice, helpful tips, and all that other great positive shit. Today's topic comes after something that actually happened a few days ago when I was at work. Real brief story here, but so I was helping someone, I was ringing them out for whatever they got, and I just started a conversation. Now, I don't really spark conversation with customers if there's a long line or obviously they want to get to where they want to be and they got shit going on and the last thing they want to do is talk to someone while they're waiting for their order to go through. But, if I realize there's some time or what I'm doing might take, 10, 15 seconds, I'll spark a conversation. I won't go exactly, how's your life going or anything like that. But I said, someone went to go do something and I had asked a similar question related to what they were doing. Now, it's completely confusing out of context, but I don't want to reveal what it is because Jason will get mad at me for revealing what I do and where I work and all this other shit. But it sparked a conversation that lasted about 30 seconds or so while I was helping them, while I was ringing them out for whatever they got. And it was going to take some time. They had to sign the receipt and do this, and I had to give them whatever they needed. So it was going to take about, 30 seconds to a minute. So I figured I might as well start a conversation in the meantime. And as they left, obviously I could tell they appreciated it because they're like, oh, have a great rest of your night, which I rarely get from people that I help ring out and stuff like that, which, it's cool whenever you get it. When you don't, when someone doesn't say, like, have a good rest of your day or good talking to you or whatever, no one really ever says that. But, because they don't say it, it's not a bad thing. Like, I see so many people nowadays, which I've talked about before here on the show, I'm sure. Like, I'll be driving with people that get mad at people on the road, not because they're an asshole, but because they don't wave when, like, someone is crossing the street. That person doesn't wave to them as they're crossing the street. Would it help? Sure. Is it manners? Is it polite to do so? Absolutely. But because they didn't wave, that doesn't make them a fucking terrible person. Like, get over yourself. You're not the fucking Queen of Sheba. You know what I'm saying? So, when someone doesn't do something nice, it doesn't necessarily make them a bad person. And I always hate when people, take exception to the fact when, oh, that person didn't say thank you. Like, what a fucking dickhead. Like, obviously, if you gave someone $30, like one of your relatives or something, and they didn't even appreciate the fact that you gave them that gift, yeah, that's a bit of a dick move. But because you held the door for someone, they didn't say thank you, or they didn't really say it enthusiastically, it's not that big of a deal. But what I'm trying to get at here is this, that you can make someone's day without even realizing it. Now, you may think you're insignificant, you can't make a difference, you mean absolutely nothing, you're just a speck in this giant-ass world of millions and millions and even billions of people. But you truly do matter to at least one person. The sooner you realize that, the bigger of a difference you're going to make in that person's life. You can make a major impact in someone's life without even knowing it. Now, I'm not saying you have to start a motivational tour to start inspiring people, but it's the little things that matter most. And I've said that time and time again here on the show and in other outlets. That sometimes it's the things that you do that the little things that don't even require that much effort that can make the biggest difference in someone's life. Now, me talking to that customer a few days ago, will they remember that a week from now? Probably not. But at the same time, maybe it made them happy, maybe it made them feel special, albeit for a minute or two. And that minute or two that they felt special for is a minute that, they may not have had before, that they may not have felt special for, before I started talking to them. Maybe they had a shitty ass day and I was talking to that person and that helped brighten up their day just a little bit. Like, that's pretty fucking cool that you can make that difference. And again, it doesn't require that much effort. I'm not saying you have to donate all your money to charity, or you have to go to the soup kitchen and help out the homeless, or even go do this or that, or go help build homes in Africa, or whatever the fuck. I'm not saying you have to go do any of that shit. If you do, that's awesome. Like, more power to you. But sometimes just being a nice person and making other people feel worthwhile is an invaluable feeling. And more often than not, the people that do that type of stuff are kind of feeling depressed. And maybe depressed is too strong of a word, but maybe the people that do that aren't having a great day themselves, so to speak. So instead of spreading those negative vibes like, oh, I'm in a bad mood, so I'm going to make you feel like a piece of shit, and I don't want to make you feel special or whatever, you know what? If you're having a bad day, maybe keep to yourself or try not to, if you're not going to be positive, at least try not to be negative to other people. That's all I'm saying. You can be negative and be sad for yourself and feel bad for yourself. That's all well and good. Just don't try to spread it to other people that aren't deserving of said negativity or sadness or whatever. The very least you could do in times that you're feeling like a piece of shit, try to be positive, not only for yourself, but for other people. And usually feeding off the other people's negative energy and even positive energy, it goes both ways. You can eat up that energy and push it out into positive energy, no matter what you do. And it's all in the mind over matter. So again, if you're having a bad day, being a good person to someone else, and seeing that it makes them feel good, it's going to make you feel good too. I'm not just saying do it for yourself, but more importantly, do it for the other people, because they will appreciate it more than you will ever know. Now, I feel like this is a topic I've talked about here on the show before, maybe in other ways, in other, explaining another quote or another, explaining it in a different fashion, because I feel like I've talked about this a million times over, but it's never any less true that in making other people feel worthwhile is an invaluable feeling. It's a greater feeling than anything you will ever experience. Now, again, I'm not saying you have to go donate $1 million to charity, but even just being a nice person to someone every once in a while and giving that person their moment is what it's all about. Again, make that person feel special, because you may not remember it, but that person likely will. So give everyone their moment. It's so important to do that. And again, it's not the first thing that crosses your mind when you wake up every single morning. I wouldn't imagine that it is. But in times like that, they will certainly appreciate it. And it goes back to that old quote, which I feel like, again, I've used for a video in the past. And we're over 50 episodes in, so I feel like we've covered a lot of ground in the last year here on the show. But the old quote that goes, to one person, you might be the world, and to you, you might be one person in the world. To that person, you might be their entire world. Some shit like that, and that doesn't have to be your lover or your best friend or a family member, and I'm not saying it has to go quite that far, but you may feel like, because you're such in your own words, an insignificant speck or something like that in the world, that you might not be able to make a difference, which is not true. And again, you may not be making a difference turning someone's life around and convincing them to no longer do drugs or some shit like that, but you know what? You might be making them happy, albeit for a few minutes, which was something that may not have been achievable before you attempted to make their day. So just keep that in mind in times of whenever you're feeling down or even up when you're happy. It's easy to do it then, but it takes an extra special effort to do it when you're down and sad. So again, maybe making someone else feel good about themselves will make you yourself feel good about yourself as well. So just keep that in mind, something to think about and ponder in these coming days. So as always, guys, thank you for checking out the show. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, and share the video. All that stuff is greatly appreciated. Be sure to subscribe as well for more daily content, including an all-new episode of Injection of Inspiration right here on the channel next Saturday. All that being said, folks, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.